Hello besties, how are you doing? How are you today? Welcome back to my channel Easy Sewing with Tyke. My name is Taiwo, and on the channel today we'll be drafting and cutting a draped dress. It's also referred to as a cowl dress or ruched dress with a keyhole, bishop collar or turtleneck and lantern sleeve. So I recommend that you keep watching. If this is something you're interested in, you will love it. Now to everyone coming across the channel for the very first time, it's so good to have you here. You're welcome. Cheers to all my new and returning subscribers. You all are MVPs. Thank you so much for your love and support. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your likes. I appreciate you also so much. Please ensure that you subscribe if you are yet to and put on the post notification bell to get notified when I post new videos. Don't forget to like this video, okay? Share it also and give a feedback. Thank you. Now let's get started. Starting with the lower part of this dress, the drape part. So I'm going to be drafting it on the pattern paper first because we have to slash some area and spread it. So the half length is 16 inches. So that red mark is my start point. It's my start point. I just don't want to start this drafting from the edge of the paper. I'll be placing the 16 inches on that red line. That is the half length. The neck to the half length is 16 inches. Then I'll go ahead and mark the neck to the hip line, which is 26. Then this is a midi dress. Then I'll be marking out my full length, and also I'll be adding 1 inch hem allowance. So I'll go ahead and roll off all of that across. Now I'll go ahead and label. So I'll label that the waist or half length, the hip line, the full length and the allowance. And that side is the center front. Now that we're done with the vertical measurement, it's time to start putting in the horizontal measurement. So on the waistline, I'm going to be putting in my waist measurement. So the waist that we're working with today is 34. I'll be putting that there. But I will not be adding any allowance because the side of this dress does not have a joining at the lower part. It does not have a joining, so there's no need for allowance. So I will not be putting any allowance. I'm just going to put in my waist measurement. Then on the hip line, I'll go ahead and put in my hip measurement. Then I'll be adding an excess for excess because it's not fitted. I'll be adding 2.5. So you can add, the minimum you should add is 1.5 depending on how free you want that area to be, but I added 2.5. Then at the full length at the hem, I went ahead to subtract 2 inches from my hip measurement. So the hip measurement that I'm working with is 42. Subtracting 2 from that, I have 40. So on the full length, I went ahead to mark out my 40, which is 10 inches. Then I added 2 inches, 2 inches, not 2.5 for each. After which I just went ahead to connect everything. So to connect your hip to the waist, just go ahead and make use of your ruler and not an hip curve like I did here, because when it's time to join it at the side, it will be difficult to join it if it is too curvy. And also the dress is not fitted, so there's no need for that side to be really curvy. So just go ahead and make use of your ruler and not an hip curve. Now I'll go ahead and add half-inch sewing allowance at the waist that way. Remember that the waistline is not straight at the front, so I'm still going to alter this front waistline later when we are done using this front to cut out the back. But just go ahead and add your half-inch sewing allowance at the waist that way. Now I'll go ahead and cut out what I've drafted so far. Then I'm going to place it on another pattern paper to cut out the back. So here's the back pattern. I only added the zipper allowance, so there's no need to do any bum contour since this is not a fitted dress. So I'm just going to go ahead and replicate all the lines, the hip line, the waistline and the hem line. Then I'm going to cut it out. So before cutting it out, I'll quickly alter that front waistline. So usually the front waistline is usually not straight, it's usually slanted. So just come down by half-inch that way and slant it from the side. Then I'll go ahead and re-add a new sewing allowance of half-inch. So I represented that with the blow marker. So I'm going to cut that out as well, and also the back pattern. Now the next thing to do is to place your pattern this way, side by side. Let the side face each other. Then go ahead and tape it down at the side, and this is what you have. So you'd notice that you can't join it from the hip to the waist. To be able to join it from the hip to the waist, you want to go ahead and slash through the front hip line. just slash through the front hip line, and then you'll be able to join it. So this is what you want to have after slashing through. You can join it at the upper part as well. So this is what I was saying. I have changed my markings. I have changed the way I connected the hip line to the waistline. I actually connected with a ruler. You can see that it is now straight, it is now slanted instead of curvy. So if it is curvy, it will be a bit difficult to join it together at that upper part. So just go ahead and make use of your ruler instead of your hip curve, like I said earlier. Now that we have successfully joined it together at the side, it's time to start marking out where we are going to slash through, where our pleatings, where our draping is going to be. So from the full length, I'm going to come up by 9 inches, and then I'm going to roll it across. So what I have left from that 9 inches to the hip line, I'm going to divide it. I'm going to divide it into 2 inches. Now this is optional. You can divide yours into 3 inches or into 1 inches, depending on how full or how much you want the slash and spread to be. But I'm going to go ahead and divide mine into 2 inches, and I'm going to roll it across like so. After which I'm going to label it 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. This is important. Now the next thing to do is to start slashing through. So just follow through with what you can see me do on the screen. You want to keep slashing through till you are almost at that center back, just like 0.2 inches thereabout, but don't slash through the center back unless you want to add draping to your own center back. But if you want your center back not to have draping, then don't slash through it, okay? And now it's time to transfer that to the fabric. So I'm making use of a crepe fabric. So for this dress, I make use of a total of 3 yards to make the whole dress. So you can see that I've gone ahead to cut out my zipper allowance. Yes, that's right. So I discovered that while spreading my pattern on the fabric, I had to cut off the zipper allowance because it was not laying properly. So when drafting yours, don't add your zipper allowance to your back pattern. We are going to add the zipper allowance directly on the fabric, okay? So just go ahead and spread it out your patterns. You can spread it out by 3 inches, 2 inches, 4 inches, depending on how full you want it to be. But I actually made use of 3.5. So that's what I did. Then you want to pin it down. So this is how the upper part looks like. So once you are done spreading it out and you have it fixed this way, just go ahead and mark out the zipper allowance. So I'll be marking out 1.5. I'm not sure if my chalk is showing properly, but I actually marked out 1.5 for the zipper allowance. You don't need to add any other allowance. We have added the sewing allowance at the waistline to the pattern when we're drafting, and we have added the allowance at the hem as well. Then when cutting this center front, you are going to add half inches. You can see that I'm cutting it now, but I did not cut it directly at the edge of that paper. I'm actually adding half inches as I am cutting, because we are going to sew that part as well. So this is what I've cut out so far, the center front and the upper part. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut out the zipper allowance and the lower part. Now you want to go ahead and notch that center, that side rather, that side. You want to go ahead and notch it because you are going to need this notching when it's time to join the upper part to this skirt part of this dress. So just want to notch it, don't forget. And now this is what we have. We are done with the lower part of this dress. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the pattern paper. Then I'm going to set it aside while we cut the upper part and the sleeve. Now it's time to cut the upper part. You know this dress is divided into 3. That's from the neck to the under bust, then from the under bust to the waist, which forms the band, then from the waist to the full length. So now it's time to cut. So the length that I have there is from the neck to the under bust, and I added half inch sewing allowance to attach it to the band. So that is the back. I'm going to be cutting the front and back together first before separating it and altering the two. And that place that you can see me chalk out is my start point, so for the back, it has my zipper allowance of 1.5 inch. Now starting with my vertical measurements, the first vertical measurement I will chalking out there is the chest line. So the formula to get that will be on your screen, After which I'm just going to chalk out the shoulder to the underbust, which is 14 inches. I'll be adding half inches to it for joining it to the band, so I have total of 14 and a half there. So I'm just going to go ahead and rule all of that across. Now starting with the horizontal measurement, so I'll go ahead and put in my shoulder measurement on that start line, which is 8. That's 16 divided by 2 is 8. Note that you have to start your measurement from the center front and not from the zipper allowance, please. Then I'll go ahead and put in my bust measurement there and add my 1.5 inch sewing allowance. Then I'm just going to go ahead and connect the shoulder line like so. Now to the next vertical measurement, which is supposed to be the underbust circumference, but because I want it to have a little gathers, I'm just going to go ahead and put in my bust measurement on that underbust line, and I'll be adding half inch more to it. Okay, so that is what I'll be doing. I will not put my exact underbust circumference measurement because I want it to have a gathers. So I'll just go ahead and put that there and connect it together. After which I'll go ahead and plot the armhole curve for both the front and the back together. So for the back, I'll be coming down by half inch from the start point for the shoulder slope. Then I'll divide whatever I have there into 2 and mark it. After which I'm going to connect the 3 points together using my armhole curve. And for the front, I'm going to come down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope at the start point. Then from the chest line, I'll go up by 2 inches and I'll come in by half inch like so, and I'm just going to connect it. So the link to my video on how to draft the basic bodice will be in the description box in case you did not understand what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to connect the 3 points together like so. Now to the neckline dimension. So the neckline that I attached to this dress is the bishop collar or turtleneck, and already on this page on this channel I have a very detailed video on how to achieve a perfect turtleneck or bishop collar, so you can do well to check that out. But the dimension for the neckline for the back is 3 by 1 and for the front is 3 by 3. I'll be drafting it together as well, so I'll go ahead and draft that now. Now I'll go ahead and add half inch shoulder joining for my back slope. I'll connect it together. Then I will cut out what I have now before separating the two and altering both my back block and the front block. But let's cut this out. Note that while cutting this out, I'm going to cut out my back armhole first and my back neckline and the back shoulder slope. Okay, once I'm done cutting it out and I separate the two, then I will now go ahead and cut out the front neckline, the front armhole, and the front shoulder slope. Now we'll be altering the back first. I've separated the two. So the back would not have gathers. The back will not have gathers at the waistline. So I'll go ahead and put in my under bust measurement. I'll be adding my 1.5 inch sewing allowance. Make sure that you include the zipper allowance when you're taking your measurements. Then I'll connect it like so, and I will recut it at the side because the back would not have gathers. That is why I am altering this way. So this is the only alteration for the back. I'll go ahead and cut it now. And for the front, I'll go ahead and recut the armhole, the shoulder slope, and the neckline. I'll go ahead and recut all of that now. So for that keyhole opening that you can see in the neckline, I will not be cutting it out yet. When it's time to sew, that is when I will be cutting it, because I will be sewing it first before cutting it out. I will be sewing the V neckline before cutting it out because I don't want it to be too wide. Now I'm gonna have to cut out a facing for the front to turn that keyhole, to turn that space that you can see. I'll choose to call it a keyhole. So for the back, you don't need a facing because the neck is still going to have a bishop collar or a turtleneck. And also I've gone ahead to cut out the band. So the band is cut in the waist measurement, and I have 2 of that to sandwich the upper part in order to achieve a neat look. When it's time to sew it, you would understand what I mean. So that's why I have 2 of that band for the front, and for the back I have it as well. I included the zipper allowance in the measurement for the band. So to get the height of your band. You know the neck to the waistline is I'm working with is 16, and the neck to the underbust is 14. It means the height of my band is 2 inches. Then went ahead to add 1 inch to allowance to it to join it to the upper part, half inch, and another half inch to join it to the skirt part. So that is the height for the band. Now to plot out the sleeve, I'll go ahead and put in my cap height. The formula to get the cap height would be on your screen, and already I have a detailed
And
video
that
on
will be
how to
all for
cut
today. So
a
I hope that
basic
you
sleeve.
enjoyed
The
this
link will be in the
tutorial. I hope that you
description
gained
box, so
value,
you
and
want
I
to
hope
check
that you'll
that
be
out.
trying yours soon.
Then I'll
Okay,
go
you
ahead
can
and
share
put in
your
my bicep
result with me
measurement,
via other
and
social
I'll be
media
adding
platform. It's easy
allowance
so
to
with
it,
Tyke on
after
Facebook
which I'll
and
go ahead
Instagram.
and
Also,
draw
please
out
don't
my
forget to give
curve
this
like
video a
so.
thumbs up, like it,
And now the
share as
length
well,
that I
leave a
have here is
comment
the
for me.
length
Let
of
me know
my
what you think.
sleeve,
Okay.
then one
So
inch
if you're yet to
for
subscribe,
elastic
please do so
casing at
as
the
well.
hem,
Thank you
and
and see you
half
in my
inch to
next
attach
video.
the sleeve
Bye.
to the body of the dress. So because I will be having an elastic casing at the waist, the bicep measurement I have there plus the allowance is the same thing I will have at the waist. So I would not put in my waist measurement and slant it because it's not a pencil sleeve, unless your preferred choice is pencil sleeve. Now I'm just going to go ahead and cut out the curve that way, and the sleeve is ready.